I am a natural storyteller, I think. I define myself from that perspective. I've always been a storyteller. I've always been someone who wanted to who saw stories everywhere and wanted to be able to tell those stories. When I was younger, I wanted to be a playwright. And I told my parents I was going to be a playwright. And my dad said, well, playwrights don't make a lot of money. So I adjusted that vision a little bit and I went into advertising and later into print media. But I think the underlying goal always for me was being able to tell real human stories. That's what attracts me. And if I think about why that is, I think it goes back to when I was 3 years old. I had polio, and ever since I've walked with a limp, a slightly noticeable limp, but I think it changed me. Well, I don't remember not walking with that limp, but it made me very hyper aware of my weaknesses, my vulnerabilities, and also made me extremely attracted or empathetic towards other people's weaknesses and vulnerabilities as well. So I was always, the champion of the underdog. I may not have been able to speak up for myself, but I would speak for other people. And I think that's still what drives me today. I want to give people a platform to speak for themselves, to share their stories, and hopefully, as we speak more, we can heal together and move forward together. So that's who I am. First of all, the name itself definitely was divinely inspired because I was asleep at home and I heard in my spirit Chrystalis, and I woke up immediately. The name was resounding in my spirit, so I went to Google right there in the middle of the night and nothing came up. I couldn't find anything, and so I thought about it, I pondered on it, and as I did, it occurred to me, or it came to me, that it actually was an amalgamation of two different words. So there's chrysalis, which is the cocoon from which the butterfly emerges, and then there's crystallize, which is to come into form or to come into being. So chrystalis is both of those put together, and it's really about the process of becoming our best selves, becoming, who we were created to be. So the show then, Chrystalis Conversations, is about showcasing and celebrating that process of becoming. It's about telling stories and showing women in particular becoming the best version of themselves. So that's the inspiration. Well, I think the main difference is that it's not a talk show, even though it has the appearance of a talk show. The conversation bit is really key. It's really important because this is a dialogue. It is an opportunity for me to sit and talk with women, one-on-one sometimes maybe in a panel, but I will be asking honest, sometimes hard questions, and my guests can also ask me questions. So it requires me to be vulnerable. It requires me to share a bit about myself as well. And actually, it meant that even though I'd had the idea to do this Chrystalis Conversations for a couple of years, I held back because I knew that it would require me to be vulnerable, and I wasn't sure that I was ready to do that. But at the end of the day, clearly the call to do this show has won out. So here I am. It's different because I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to be sharing my story, my successes, but also my challenges, my mistakes. And hopefully as we share this, I keep saying this, as we share, we can inspire each other, we can learn from each other, we can understand that we all have common struggles, common aspirations as well. And if this woman was able to make it, if she's able to do it, in spite of her humanity, in spite of her vulnerability, then maybe I can too. And that's what makes Chrystalis Conversations, I think, different. Well, I hope everyone who watches the show is inspired, is engaged. Again, Crystalist Conversations is conversations that lead to illumination that brings elevation. So as we talk, as we engage, I hope that people are enlightened a little bit, that they learn a little bit, but more than that, I hope that they go from that to being bolder in their own lives, to being more courageous, to pushing towards their own personal goals, their personal level of excellence, whatever that might be. And I hope that people enjoy it. Please watch the show, comment, share this with on your platforms as well. Email me, my email address is on the screen. Let me have your suggestions, your feedback, and I look forward to walking on this journey with you.